let me tell you about a little show called Shazam. That was a.
Tell us about it.
I will tell you. Grab a knee. Helmet's not a chair. Let's grab a knee, fellas. Get it in. Bring it in. Break it down. Shazam was about a sort of, back in the day, they would call him like a Chicano kid and some elderly dude, and they drove around in a Winnebago, and then the sort of Chicano-looking kid, kind of looked like the Freddie Prinze kid, he would then turn into a white guy named Shazam, who's Captain Marvel. Now, there's the two dudes. They don't really look much alike. But they traveled around in a Winnebago with an old dude. It was very creepy.
Wait, he turned into him?
He turned into him, yes. The Latiny-looking 17-year-old turned into the guy with the sort of matinee idol good looks who's clearly from another part of the hemisphere. And it was all overseen by the...
Captain Kangaroo.
Yeah, guy with the silver hair and the Beatles boots and the hunting jacket who traveled around and they got around in a Winnebago. It all sounds. I think everyone was just so
fighting
high.
crime, or what did they do?
Knocking over old people. Yes, they fucking fought crime. That's what you do.
They adapted this into the Shaq movie, Shazam? That's totally different.
I've never seen it. Does Shaq start out as like a little Hispanic guy?
I think it's different.
Shazam? He's a genie who lives in a junkyard.
And that's Kazam.
That's
or Kabam or something.
Kazoo.
Kazam.
Kabam. Kazam. Shit. All right. This show, somebody find me. First off, anyone could make a TV show in the early 70s. Secondly, everyone was totally fucking beaked out of their mind on coke. Thirdly, no one gave a shit about kids. So, like, everyone's like, sit down and watch this piece of shit. And the kid be like, there's colorful things that are moving in front of me. And you're like, yeah, there's your piece of shit. Now get the fuck out the sun. And you just go outside. Like, that was it. There wasn't bending over backwards to entertain kids. Like, we didn't work that hard at entertaining a kid. The kid's 6. Who gives a fuck if the kid's entertained or not? Or I'll jingle my keys. The kid will be entertained. Like,
they can't write letters to complain.
I actually had a fake set of keys that I was given as a toy.
Really?
Yeah, like my mom's old. You remember? Have you seen keys that are colored metal? Like they're made of tin. They're really thin. I'm surprised they don't snap off in the door. They're my mom's old keys, and they gave those to me as a toy.
The Shazam intro from 1974. We'll watch it and see what it's for.
Chosen from among all others by the immortal elders Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, Mercury. Billy Batson and his mentor travel the highways and byways of the land on a never-ending mission to right wrongs, to develop understanding, and to seek justice for all. In time of dire need, young Billy has been granted the power by the immortals to summon awesome forces at the utterance of a single
word. This is a talky intro.
Yeah. They're laying pipe is what we call it in the business. He yells Shazam, and this guy with blue eyes shows up like him.
Captain Marvel.
So, no wonder everyone was insane in the. Everyone was insane in the 70s.
Yes.
Everyone was completely and utterly insane. These guys drove around and fucking used Winnebago and did nothing.
You know what must have been great? The conversation between the voiceover guy and his agent when he pitched him this project, because that's probably like a Shakespearean actor, someone who does like radio stuff back in the 50s.
Right.
And I was doing the intro, this very wordy intro for. The elders give him his power to do what? Just read it.
Yeah. Then the elders were animated because they couldn't have fake beards.
Immortals,
were like too expensive. The immortals. And then the one guy just looked like a young Freddie Prinze, but then he turned into a dude who looked totally different than him.
If I were him, I'd be upset that he had to turn into someone else to fly through the air.
Yeah.
Fight crime.
Yeah,
It's like the whole concept was a first draft.
Yeah, it really is.
It was an improv show.
But again, in this vacuum of competition, who gives a fuck? So that was your life?
Pretty much, exactly. Yeah.
And you traveled around in a Winnebago, and your parents did gigs.
Yep.